Greetings, soul family. I'm Gabby. Welcome to my Spiritual Awakening channel. So I'm on my way to work, and I just had a thought. Usually when I'm driving in the car, I typically have a lot of thoughts. I think a lot of things. So, and I, believe it or not, I don't, like listen to the radio as much. I just like enjoy the silence of the car. It's weird. Like after I drop Gavin off, I have that drive into work, and it's just very silent. It's almost like a driving meditation state where I'm driving, I'm present, I'm safe driving now, but I'm in deep thought, okay? And so during my driving meditation, what I call it, I discovered that, you know how you're in school and you take tests. And prior to taking those tests, you know you're going to be tested at some point in the semester, right? So you learn and study the material, okay? You do this studying so that you can be prepared for the tests that lie ahead. And it made me think, like me, I can remember being that kind of student where I didn't necessarily have to study much. I would do, like, if the test was, on a Tuesday, I would study on Monday. And I would pass. I would get like high 80s and 90s. Like, I wouldn't be 100%, but I would definitely be B plus and an A in it, okay? That's just me. I'm not somebody who needs to study a lot over time to get something. I can, delve into something the day before, and then I got it. The fact of the matter is, everybody studies different. But however your style of studying is, I think it's important to apply that style to knowing yourself. When you know yourself, it's almost like studying for a test. You wouldn't go and take a test knowing you didn't study, because you know you're going to fail. So why not apply that same concept to your lifestyle, to your life? You know you're going to be tested in life. Things are surely going to test you. So if that's the case, utilize this strategy. Knowledge of self is the equivalent to studying for a test. So how do you study for a test when you don't know what the test is going to be on? Well, you look at your life. You look at the things you spend your time on. You look at your predominant thoughts. You start to delve in. Prepare yourself by knowing your weaknesses, knowing your struggles, knowing your challenges. I always advise people, go and get a numerology report. Get a birth chart. Do your astrological birth chart, okay? Study that. There are certain challenges in numerology that will tell you from this point in your life to that point in your life. For example, from age 0, okay, so that's from birth all the way up till, I think it stops at 35 for the first challenge in your life. So from that age range, you're going to be faced with a specific challenge that you have to conquer. Don't you think that that is an awesome cheat code in the game of life? Study that challenge. If you're out of that age bracket, then go from, I think it's age 36 to 44. So from one challenge, you go to another challenge. Now, sometimes your challenge numbers can be the same, which means this is a really hard challenge for you. Okay? Pay attention to these things. Anything that you struggle with, even if you didn't do a numerology report, anything that you know you have a problem with, or if you're just recently discovering you have a problem with something, start to study it. Because people might tell you, You know what? You really overtalk people a lot. You don't listen to people when we communicate. You just have a communication issue. You need to work that out. And you may have heard that from people that you love. Your friends, your family may have told you this about yourself. The things that they're telling you should be studied. You should start to pay attention. Even if you don't think you can mindfully pay attention, download a video recorder, or rather a voice recorder, on your phone. And whenever you're about to engage in a conversation, ask permission from the person who's complaining about your communication style for you to record the communication that you're about to have. Record the interaction. When you record that interaction and then you play it back later, focus on how you're communicating. Pay attention to if you're over talking somebody and interrupting them. Are you listening intently? Or are you just listening so you can respond? Like, what is it that you are doing that you're not paying attention to because you're so ready to just, clap back? Okay? So I invite you to do that exercise if that's one of your struggles. Let's see. If you struggle with finances, and I know a lot of people do, if you haven't quite mastered the law of attraction like most of us, we're just, trying to, tip of the iceberg of the law of attraction, because it's more than just the law of attraction involved. But you have to start with the inner work in order to be able to align yourself with the kind of abundance you want to receive and attract. That's another video though. If your finances are still not in order and you find yourself broke all the time and you feel like you just can't save money, you might need to speak to a financial advisor. You might need to take a financial management course. You might want to study people who have mastered their finances. Start doing the work. You know what I mean? Because only you know your financial state. You and probably your family or whoever you live your life with. You know what I'm saying? So try to delve deeper into that. That's a challenge. That's a struggle for you. You're going to be tested in some way or some form when it comes to money, just so you know. You're not struggling for no reason. You're struggling to learn, for soul growth. Your soul needs to master the energy of money. So once your soul can master the energy of money, when that test surrounding money comes about, you'll be able to confidently pass that test. Okay? Just look at any area you struggle with. If you struggle with relationships, if you can't keep, a girlfriend, and you can't keep a boyfriend, whatever, or if you just feel like in relationships you can't get satisfaction, you always nitpick and find something wrong with the other person, and you retreat from that relationship quickly, you don't give your all, you don't feel secure or safe, there's some inner work that needs to be done. It could be some inner child work. It could be, maybe the relationship that your parents had and you saw them struggle, and you saw your mother cheat on your father, or you saw your father, abuse your mother and fight her and things like that. And, maybe you're an abusive spouse because of that. There's a lot of hidden reasons for why we have these struggles. I would encourage you to definitely seek counseling. Do the inner shadow work. Start to make amends to people and start to release people, because abuse is directly tied to control. When you can't control a situation or a person, you tend to get violent. Okay? And that's where abuse comes in. So choose the path of least resistance if that's one of your struggles. Allow people to be who they're going to be. Don't try to control anyone. Do the inner work, get counseling, get you some therapy. There's so many different healing modalities today that you can go to. I personally, I'm a Reiki master, but I have my own Reiki master who I see on a weekly basis. Weekly. Okay? There's a lot of, healing that needs to be done. But knowledge of self is the equivalent to studying for a test. So you do that work however you need to. Everybody has a different style of studying. So whatever you can absorb the easiest, whatever makes the most sense to you, start doing that work so that you can tackle the challenges that surely lie ahead. There's definitely going to be changes and lots of, tower moments, lots of growth. And when that happens, the test is right there in front of you. How do you respond? So, for example, your test might be, you're in a relationship. It's a new relationship. This person, really, really has a lot of friends. This person talks to their friends about a lot of personal things in your relationship that you don't feel comfortable sharing. Instead of arguing with your new boyfriend or girlfriend about sharing your business with their friends, your test now is to find a tactful way that's not controlling, that's not abusive, to interact with them. And if you did the inner work, if you learned from your previous mistakes in your previous relationship, then now you know how to approach somebody. You might say, you know what, because I don't want to get loud, because I don't want to argue, because I don't want to come off confrontational, and because I don't want to punch this person in the face, I'm going to write them a letter. So you write this heartfelt letter about why you think it's important that the two of you work your own issues out privately and that you don't involve friends and family. And you put your emotions out in that letter. And, you buy a rose and you tape it to the letter and you leave it on the counter. And when he or she comes home, the letter's there and they're like, oh my God, there's a letter. You know what I mean? And they read the letter and they're like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, I totally understand, babe. You get a different response, pretty much. Opposed to yelling, fighting, and arguing. You passed the test. You studied. You did the inner work. You tackled your problem, your challenge, your fears. Okay? Our struggles, our challenges are directly connected to our fears. It's important to do the shadow work to tell fear, no, you're not going to control me. You tell fear, no, I choose love over fear. And I'm going to love the situation back right. If something is wrong, love it back right. Don't be afraid of it, because then it wins. And then you continue the same patterns and you continue to face the same struggles and challenges and you don't grow and you fail the test. Okay? Anyway, it is almost time for me to go. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be with you all doing this stuff for a long time. So more videos will always be coming. In love and light.